Hello, everybody. Welcome along. It is the Benjamin Bloom Football Show. This is the half-time review for Forest versus Fulham. And it is Forest 0, Fulham 1. Was all set to talk about a 0-0 and a tight game and a big tactical battle. And then 3 minutes into first half stoppage time, Harry Arter with the goal for Fulham. And quite the goal as well. Looked like he'd lost control of the ball, flips himself back up off his backside, makes a bit of space and larrups the ball in with the left foot curling wide of Bryce Samba in goal. Great goal from Fulham and solidifies a pretty decent first half performance by them. So 1-0 Fulham at half time and in the live league tables, that would put them in to third place above Brentford. Let's have a little look. Get your comments in, as it says, on the first half, how you think it went. It's pretty tight, wasn't it, for the most part? It was going to take a goal like that, some kind of bit of quality there. And Fulham have the lead. We'll go to your comments in just a little bit. Let's just go through the first half action first off. Let me just quickly flash up those teams so we can remember who were the starters here. So Forest, standard team really. There's Samba, Cash Figueiredo, Warren Ribeiro across the back, Watson and South sitting. They didn't actually start off in that configuration. Lolly was at number 10. Amiobi was over on the right-hand side and Silva on the left, or they did end the half in that configuration. We've got up the screen there. Lewis Graben up the top. Fulham don't really look too 4-3-3-ish. It looks like Arter's in the main alongside Reed with Onuma a little bit of ahead. The midfield triangle configured with two sitters, I think, and one further on rather than the opposite. Otherwise, that's exactly as we're seeing. Rodak, Adoy, Hector, Ream, Brian across the back. I'd say Arter and Reed sitting with Onuma a little bit ahead. Caballero left, Cabano right, Reed up the top. And Sky have been full of statistics telling us that Fulham statistically are better without Alexandra Mitrovic than they are with. Let's have a look at the action. Not a lot of it, but decent tactical battle here. 5 minutes in, Lolly with the right footer, long ranger there wide. On 12, Forest as intense as ever. The first time the press picks off the back three. They look nice and intense, but Fulham in those first 15 minutes passing through a couple of times, it has to be said. 16, mistake from Ream. Direct ball into the channel for Graben. Ream tries to chest. Graben presses him, gets it. He closes in 1v1 with Hector running into the box. And we have seen Graben on many occasions in his career going 1v1 with the defender into the box and sidestepping them, getting by, getting the shot off and often scoring. Hector stands up to him, gives him nowhere to go here and makes the tackle. Graben will consider that a reasonable opening given his skill set. 26, Reed, big drive. Bobby Reed, this is down the middle of the pitch. He gets past Watson, who slides in, commits himself, opens up a little bit. Samba's quite far off his goal line, maybe outside of the 6-yard box. The shot is driven. It's dipping a little bit further out, and that might dip under the crossbar, but it goes over the top. You can see the different threat that Bobby Reed has than Mitrovic doesn't there. 33, Bobby Reed again, edge of the box here, and they could have got lucky here because Reed's shot in from the angle hits a deflection, which does fall for Onuma, who has got past Bobby Reed, which has been the idea, and into the box. The ball deflects to Onuma. He spins pretty well and hits the shot. Figueiredo makes the block. Sometimes those deflected shots will go straight, like the best defence splitting pass you've seen will go straight to an attacking player, but Figueiredo does well to make the block there. Here comes Hector with his Beckenbauer show here. He's about 35 yards out. Hits the shot. I think that one, the camera cutaway, might have gone in the top tier of the Trent end. Not the best shot there. Onuma has a little kick out at Samba Sow. Samba Sow did appear to have been on a one-man mission to wind up the entire Fulham team at some points in that half. Onema gets the yellow card there. Cash on 45 here. Good run down the right-hand side. Just seeing a replay of the Arter goal there. Lovely finish. Cash down the right. Grabban actually gets ahead of Hector. Hector's tight right up against him. So Grabban can't get the shot off. But he is ahead of him. Maybe if he tries to control that, he can get a hit and go down. But certainly did get away from his marker a little bit. Then we go into stoppage time. And here comes the goal for Fulham. It's Cabano in off the left. He plays it into Arter. It's quite poor from Arter initially. His first touch is really bad. So he has to kind of slide and try and play the ball across. Then he gets a bit lucky because it hits Watson, comes back to him, which completely takes Watson out of the game. Arter springs up. He's got a little bit of space. It's a great strike with the left foot, curving away from the goalkeeper. So 1-0 to Fulham. Let's just quickly bring up the stats before we go to your comments. So 5 shots to 3 in Fulham's favour, 1 each on target. No big chances. Obviously, the goal could not be described as a big chance. Way out there and plenty of people in the way. As we would expect, Fulham, 220 completed passes to 120 for Forest. Forest don't care about that. 63 passes in the attacking third for Fulham to 22 for Forest. 17 take-ons to 13 for Fulham as well. 13 crosses to 8 in Forest's favour. 19 tackles to 16 in Fulham's favour. And if I just get rid of that ticker, interceptions 6 to 4. Let's have a look at your comments here. Trevor says, let me just remove those stats so you can see. I don't think those stats told us anything that we didn't know or expect from this game. Trevor says, Harry Arter. Owen says their goals shouldn't have counted. Paul says another great strike from Arter. That's what he does. Jay, what a brilliant goal. Marcus, out of nothing. It was good strike indeed. Andrew says, what a strike, son. Fulham haven't lost the game when leading this season. Interesting. Mark says, that felt at times like I was watching an under-10s first game of the season. Great goal. Though Harry Arter handballed it. I think I've watched a couple of replays. I think, Owen, you might be clutching a little bit there. It seemed to hit his thigh. And also in terms of those deliberate, non-deliberate wordings of the handball laws, as he slipped over, there was no way he was going to get handball against him. Unless we get VAR and it directly leads to a goal, ain't going to get given in the Championship. Mark, Forest need to stop those late goals. So many points lost late on. Good point, actually. We had a couple of people bringing up the stoppage time goals that Forest keep conceding, although to be fair, some goals you hold your hands up and when they're outside of the box and fly in the top corner, there you go. All is changed utterly, says Wolfgrat. Samba had no chance. Agreed. 1 minute, Wolf says, Rodak making a prawn of himself. And there we are. Was the ref really saying that fumble was a foul, by the way? I don't think he was. I think sometimes refs, when there's a kind of half and half could be given either way decision, and the ball then falls to the team that the decision would go to, I think often they throw their hands up and go, advantage, I would have given that anyway, just to kind of virtue signal to the home team. I don't think he's ever given a foul there, really. Colm says, I'll take it, however. Feels like the ref's first game. Both teams pushing the letter of the law. Yeah, a bit of fisticuffs and whatnot. Marcus says, to be honest, Fulham deserved to be in front. Forest offering nothing. I think it's probably closer than that, Marcus. If you do look at those two instances, Grabban one-on-one v Hector and Grabban just ahead of Hector. I know it's ifs, buts and maybes, but a little yard either way in either of those two positions, and he's in a decent scoring position. Grabban's finishing has been poor in the past couple of games. Certainly was at the weekend. No real chances for Grabban so far today that we'd call anything more than a quarter chance. Too much complaining from Grabban for me, but then he isn't exactly popular down here. Joshua, That goal was almost as stunning as that shirt. What, this shirt? There we go. Give the stream a like. Yes, hit thumbs up on this screen. Matt says, blatant handball from Arter. Rob Jones should be sacked and given a 2-year ban from all football stadiums. Look, we're trying to be really, really balanced on this channel. If you do support a team, just try and be balanced in your comments. To say that's a blatant handball, I don't think is the case. A blatant handball is one that's clear and obvious. To say that on a day a very, very finicky referee could have given the handball might be true. But blatant handball, no, not having that. Laugh out loud for the chintz shirt. Is that what it's called? I had a sofa like that. Where are we looking for? I didn't see a handball. Perhaps I missed that. Look, I hate to say it, Matt and who was it? Owen. The only two people who've said handball on that goal have both been Forest fans. So maybe some emotion in that decision. Simon says only 3 things are certain: you were born, you will die, and Forest will. Yeah, F up their season. Ewan says there was no handball. Not a handball if it's kicked against your shoulder, says Graham. Harry Arter, the Irish Messi. Matt says VAR disallows that every day of the week. I actually did say that in my description, that if you have a handball leading up to a goal, VAR would disallow it. We don't have VAR in the Championship, so it's not a handball. We cannot look at the rules that aren't being applied to the division. And Norwich winning? No. That handball definitely led to the goal. Rule station? No, Matt, I'm really sorry, mate. I do respect your opinion. You're wrong. VAR is not in this division. Those rules do not apply. That amendment's only been made in the VAR wording. It's not used in this division. It's like saying the speed limit's 50 in France, but it's 30 in England. And because you went 40, because the rules are 50 in France, you should get let off. It's different laws. I'm sorry, I cannot go with that one. Ewan says there is no handball. But if the ref doesn't see the handball, he can't disallow it. Also, if the players didn't appeal. Come on, Matt. Hector pulled the shirt of grabbing on that chance. Rob Jones robbing us, dearie me there. It's not blatant. I didn't even see it. There we go. Leeds ready to offer 40 million for Celtic striker. Indeed. Chelsea 1-0 up as well. So look, very, very tight game. Decent goal by Arter, pinging that one in the top corner. We've got some Forest crying foul here for a handball there, but I think if you watch back a few more replays of that and take the emotion out of that, you'll see that there's not really that much in it. But as always, I respect everybody's opinions and everybody is entitled to them. But do look at the laws of the game. Remember, those VAR amendments do not apply for the Championship. Therefore, you cannot quote those rules in your laws, rather, in your arguments. Tony says, Norwich 1 up after 4 minutes. I don't want to know that, do I? Norwich playing their 2018-19 team that conquered the Championship and they're leading. Maybe they should have done that 5 games ago. Maybe a horrible great escape is going to be on. Look, hey, if they do it, they deserve it. Looks like Sabri is out for the second half and the Forest players are coming out. Please come and join me after full-time. For the full-time review, it is Forest 0, Fulham 1. Arter with the goal, a long ranger. Let's see what Forest are going to do. I'm seeing Nuno da Costa. I'm seeing Ryan Yates, Lolly and Sal out. So Lamushi ringing the changes. Marcus says, let's be positive. 2-1 Forest. Brentford 0, Charlton 1. By God, dearie me. Right. I think we're about to go to the start of the second half, so I will leave you all to it. Please come back and see us. Yeah, lots of people telling me that Brentford are losing. Lots of Leeds fans rejoicing there. I will see you at full time, maybe with a developing story at Brentford too. Thank you for watching. See you